Let's talk about that feeling.
You know the one. You're just staring at a really simple task like answering one email or washing one dish. Objectively, it's easy, but you feel this almost physical resistance, like there's an invisible wall holding you back. And of course, your brain immediately goes, I'm just lazy. But what if it has nothing to do with laziness? Seriously, this isn't a moral failing, it's more like brain physics. Okay, so here's the part most people miss. What's really going on inside your head when you feel stuck? It all comes down to a concept called cognitive inertia. To put it simply, your brain prefers to keep doing whatever it's already doing. Kind of like how an object at rest wants to stay at rest. Your brain's the same way. And what's really key here is that both rest and action are stable states. When you're chilling on the couch, your brain's comfortable. But once you're in the zone working, your brain gets comfortable there too. So, the hard part isn't the task itself. It's the change. It's that moment of switching from rest to action that takes a surprising amount of energy. And this is where it gets really interesting. We can actually give that energy cost a name. Let's call it the transition tax. It's this mental fee your brain has to pay just to get started. See that feeling of difficulty? It isn't spread out over the whole task. Nope. It's all packed into that one single moment of transition. That's the transition tax. And once you've paid it, once you're over that initial hump, everything that follows feels way, way easier. So why is this tax so high? Well, a huge part of it is uncertainty. Before you begin, your brain is trying to process all the unknowns of the task, which just feels really expensive, mentally speaking. But the second you actually start, poof, that uncertainty just melts away. Suddenly, the path is clear, and your brain can settle into its new action state. Okay, this is all great, but how do we actually use this in real life? Let's take a classic example. Having to write something you've been totally dreading. The goal to write a whole report feels enormous, right? The transition tax is sky high. But what if you change the goal to just write one sentence? That's it. Suddenly, it feels almost laughably easy. And here's the magic. The point of that one sentence isn't about making progress on the report. Not at all. It's just about flipping that switch in your brain from the rest state to the writing state. And just like that, with one tiny action, the tax is paid. The transition is complete. You're in motion. This brings us to the most practical insight of all. This isn't just a cool idea. It's a completely different way to look at any task you're putting off. When you feel stuck, remember this. Your goal is not to do the big, scary task. Your only goal is to change your state. That's it. Make the first step so small, so unbelievably easy that the transition tax is practically zero. And this all points to one last really powerful idea that kind of flips everything we're taught about motivation completely upside down. You know how we always wait to feel motivated before we do something? We think the feeling has to come first. Well, that's totally backward. Turns out, you don't need motivation to act. You need action to create momentum. And it's that momentum that actually creates the feeling of motivation you were waiting for. Action comes first. So starting isn't some big test of your willpower. It's just the price of admission to a new state of mind.